Born Shawn Mims, the future rap sensation grew up in Washington Heights, New York, in a hard-working Caribbean household. Surrounded by reggae rhythms, hip-hop beats, and spontaneous street freestyles, Mims discovered early on that music could be his ticket out of the struggle. Determined to make his mark, he spent countless nights writing lyrics, recording mixtapes, and performing at small local venues, steadily sharpening his craft. Inspired by New York's raw, gritty sound, yet blessed with a natural gift for creating infectious hooks, Mims forged a style that stood out in a crowded rap scene. By 2006, his relentless hustle started paying off, with underground buzz growing fast. One breakout track would soon catapult him into mainstream fame, turning his years of dedication into a meteoric rise. From Washington Heights to worldwide recognition, Mims's journey proved that talent, persistence, and passion can turn dreams into reality. In 2007, Shawn Mims released the track that would forever change his life. This Is Why I'm Hot. A perfect storm of swagger, simplicity, and universal appeal, the song captured the essence of hip-hop while boasting a hypnotic beat that resonated with fans worldwide. Within weeks of its release, it climbed the charts at lightning speed, eventually landing at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Practically overnight, Mims went from a promising underground artist to a household name. The track became an anthem in clubs, on radio stations, and on music channels everywhere, catapulting him into the upper echelon of rap stardom. With success came wealth beyond anything Mims had imagined during his grind years. His first big purchase was a luxury condo in Manhattan, perched high above the bustling city streets. The modern space boasted floor-to-ceiling windows and panoramic views of New York City, a constant reminder of how far he'd come. Soon, his passion for cars turned into a growing collection. He bought a sleek white Lamborghini Gallardo for speed, a customized blacked-out Range Rover for everyday drives, and a lavish Maybach 57 reserved for his late-night cruises through the city. Fashion quickly became another outlet for his success. Mims stepped out draped in diamond-studded chains, designer leather jackets, and rare sneakers that only a select few in the industry could get their hands on. Paparazzi often caught him courtside at Knicks games or hosting VIP events, living the kind of superstar life he had once only dreamed about while hustling on the streets of Washington Heights. Yet, with fame came intense pressure. The world was watching, and expectations for his follow-up were monumental. Critics and fans alike wondered if Mims could replicate the magic of his breakout hit, or if he'd become just another one-hit wonder. The rapper himself felt the weight of those eyes, knowing that every move he made next would determine his lasting place in hip-hop. The stage was set for either a legendary career or a rapid fall from grace, and the clock was ticking. After the phenomenal success of This Is Why I'm Hot, the music industry eagerly awaited Mims' next move. Record labels, fans, and critics all expected another chart-topping anthem that would solidify his place among hip-hop's elite. But the music business can be brutally unforgiving. When Mims dropped his sophomore album, Guilt, it failed to replicate the unstoppable momentum of his debut. While the album contained solid tracks and flashes of his signature style, it didn't deliver the same cultural impact, and the hype that once surrounded him began to fade. Despite the dip in chart success, Mims was far from struggling. Financially, he had already made millions from his debut run, and instead of blowing it all, he took a strategic approach to wealth building. He launched a clothing line that catered to his fan base and tapped into early tech investments, well before it became common for artists to diversify into startups. Friends often recall him saying, "Music was my gateway, but I wanted forever money," highlighting his long-term vision beyond hit records. While his name appeared less in headlines, Mims' lifestyle never lost its shine. He frequently boarded private jets to Miami, enjoying sun-soaked weekends on yachts or at exclusive beachfront mansions. Back in New York and Los Angeles, his late-night studio sessions took place in high-end recording spaces outfitted with state-of-the-art equipment and catered meals. Nightlife remained a constant, with VIP treatment at the hottest clubs, bottle service on demand, and security ensuring he could move freely with hassle. Mims had transitioned from chasing the spotlight to building sustainable success behind the scenes. Though the public saw less of him, he had mastered the art of balancing luxury, privacy, and smart business. The rap game might have been fickle, but Shawn Mims had secured his seat at the table of wealth and influence, proving he was more than just a one-hit wonder. He was a businessman with a plan for life after the charts. By the 2010s, Mims had taken a deliberate step back from the mainstream music spotlight. Rather than chasing radio hits, he shifted his focus toward tech entrepreneurship, channeling his creativity and industry experience into new ventures. He co-founded several companies aimed at revolutionizing music discovery and empowering independent artists, creating apps that allowed musicians to connect directly with fans and gain exposure without the traditional gatekeepers of the music industry. It was a bold pivot that showcased his vision beyond the mic, a desire to shape the future of music rather than just perform in it. Though he maintained a low public profile, Mims continued to enjoy the rewards of his earlier success and smart investments. Friends describe him as a man who appreciates luxury and freedom, often jetting off to Dubai, Paris, or tropical Caribbean islands, where he spent weeks unwinding in lavish penthouse suites or ultra-exclusive resorts. He embraced the finer things in life, but with a more private, refined approach than during his early fame. His love for high-end cars and timepieces never faded. The streets occasionally saw him behind the wheel of a sleek black Rolls-Royce Wraith, a symbol of his enduring success and taste for sophistication. On his wrist, a gold Rolex Daytona often glistened under the lights, while custom diamond pendants served as reminders of his hip-hop roots and the journey that had brought him here. While his days of dominating the charts were behind him, Mims had cultivated a different kind of fame, the kind that lasts. He had transformed from a rising rapper into a respected entrepreneur, a man who understood that true power came from building, investing, and leaving a legacy that reached far beyond the music industry. The world might not see him on stage every night, but behind the scenes, Shawn Mims was still winning, on his own terms. Shawn Mims' story is one of the most unique and inspiring tales in hip-hop, a real-life example of how one breakout hit, paired with vision and strategy, can create a lifetime of success. Born and raised in Washington Heights, New York, Mims grew up in a Caribbean household where reggae, hip-hop, and freestyle ciphers filled the air. Music was his escape, his way out, and his way up. Years of grinding on mixtapes, late-night studio sessions, and small venue performances prepared him for the moment that would change everything. That moment came in 2007 with the release of This Is Why I'm Hot. The track's hypnotic beat, confident delivery, and universal hook made it an instant classic. Within weeks, it shot to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, turning Mims into a global superstar. The industry expected him to keep delivering hit after hit, while skeptics predicted he'd fade quickly. Mims saw it differently. He knew the window was small, and he had to turn his newfound fame into long-term opportunity. The money flowed fast, and Mims made bold moves with it. He bought multiple luxury properties in New York and Miami, each offering breathtaking city or ocean views. His garage filled with dream rides, a white Lamborghini Gallardo, a customized Range Rover, a Maybach 57, and later a black Rolls-Royce Wraith that became his signature car. His style stayed iconic, featuring gold Rolex Daytonas, diamond pendants, and high-end designer fits, cementing his status as one of hip-hop's most stylish figures of his era. By the 2010s, Mims had shifted focus, diving into tech entrepreneurship and co-founding companies that built apps for music discovery and artist empowerment. Friends say he often told them, "Music was my gateway, but I wanted forever money." He achieved exactly that, traveling the world, Dubai, Paris, the Caribbean, flying private, staying in penthouses, and enjoying life without chasing fame. Today, he still performs This Is Why I'm Hot on nostalgia tours, where fans scream every lyric like it's 2007 all over again. But Mims doesn't need the spotlight anymore. He owns his wealth, freedom, and legacy. As he once said, "I made one song that gave me freedom for life. That's success to me." In a business where fame fades fast, Mims turned a fleeting hit into permanent victory.